Yeah. Justice MSc, and we want to officially congratulate President Mahama and also the Vice President, Professor Jane Nana Ajiman. We predicted that the NDC and the National Democratic Congress were going to win the 2024 election because of issue of incumbent deficit. So before any party will be able to do 8 years like the MPP wanted, they should have been able to prove something extraordinary. The videos are there. We predicted it a day before election because we didn't want it to influence the election. So check that one out. We also made, not that we are endorsing NDC anyway, but we were just giving a political prediction based on our understanding of Ghana's geopolitics. And we also went ahead to we did an analysis predicting who was going to be the speaker back then. It came to pass. But today's when we are going to look at Joshua Alabi and Goosie Tanoh will come there. But I just want to take you back to some of the predictions and analysis we've done that has come to pass. We also predicted, like I said, the NDC and Mahama to win the 2024 election. It happened. We predicted that Agban Kingsford Sumana Bagbin was going to be the speaker. It happened. You can go and watch those videos. We also predicted that the finance minister was going to be Dr. Kisola to force it. It happened. We also predicted that for the attorney general position, it was going to be Ahini. Yeah, Dr. Dominic Ahini. It has happened because Mahama has brought our 3 lists. Today, we are going to talk about the person that we think. This one, we are not very sure whether that's what Mahama is going to choose. But this is what we think will be the likely persons who are going to occupy the position of Minister of Trade. First of all, Alabi, then Goosie Tanoh, but we would go for Alabi for this reason. So all of them are politicians, all of them are NDC members, both Alabi and Goosie Tanoh, both of them have held a lot of positions in the party. Goosie Tanoh was even a founding father. He was of the NDC, part of those who founded the NDC. He was tipped to succeed Jerry John Rawlings, but when Atamils was selected by JJ or selected by the party to lead, I think in 2000 he broke away and formed his own party. That's the Reform. And in 2007, I think Professor Mills reached out to him that he should come back, and I think they came back stronger in 2008 to win that election. So this is Goosie Tanoh. He has a background in law. He has done a lot of lecturing. He has been on a lot of international organizations. He has been the board chair of GNPC, that's Ghana National Petroleum Corporation. Then, so he has held a lot of position. He was also the one who was selected to be in charge of the development of the 24-hour economic policy in the NDC manifesto, which was a very big campaign promise for them. Yes, going back to Professor Alabi, he has been a Greater Accra Regional Chairman before. He has been an MP before. He has also held international positions in international organizations and the rest. He has been a former deputy minister. He has been a former deputy, I don't know whether substantive or deputy minister of education. That's Professor Joshua Alabi. But for me, the reason why I think Joshua Alabi will stand tall above Goosie Tanoh, but it looks likely that Goosie Tanoh will be the preferred candidate because of the role he played in the drafting of the 24-hour economy for the manifesto. We prefer Joshua Alabi because of this. Because you see, we need to get to a point where we put people who have done some before. You understand? Yes, of course, I know Goosie Tanoh has done a lot during his time. But for me, what I saw was the transformation that Professor Joshua Alabi brought to UPSA, the then IPSA. Now, before Professor Joshua Alabi and the wife, Goosie, took over from UPSA, I didn't go to UPSA. I went to University of Ghana, Legon, definitely the premier university, undoubtedly. But I had friends who went to UPSA. That is Frank Achuhabada. Yes, so I've mentioned his name on the channel a lot. So I saw the transformational work that Professor Joshua Alabi did with UPSA, then IPS. So first it was IPS, that's Institute of Professional Studies. So it was just an institute. Apart from that, they didn't have a lot of infrastructure. Most of their lecture halls were under shades and the rest. So it was a normal, regular, part-time studies here and there. But when Professor Joshua Alabi took over with the wife Goosie, he did a lot of transformation. So those who knew IPS then and now UPSA, you will bear with me the work he did. And one thing that so marveled me was he did not just change the place by maybe relying on government funds. What he did was that he entered into private government partnership. So what he did was that he was working with one of these banks, I think formerly Intercontinental Bank and now Access Bank took over also. So he was working with them. They gave him facilities not to use for expenditure or to use, but used for capital projects. So to build lecture halls, to build the auditorium, to build their library. So their library is even named after him. To build their classroom blocks, to build their administration block, and to improve the whole outlook of UPSA. By so doing, the students were also mandated to make their payment of fees directly to these banks, and when they make payment of fees, the banks deduct their repayment from the fee. So this was the arrangement. Yes, of course, some students were not happy because they believe that if you want to improve the school, it should be a government project. You should not increase fees for students. So for those students, they have legitimate concern, but the bigger picture was the transformation he has done with UPSA, and now UPSA could be one of the top 3 universities in Accra. You understand? Yeah, sure. So this is it. So for me, it's about time we need to focus on trade. In focusing on trade, what am I saying? We need somebody who can lead the trade ministry and do transformational things. So with the work, like I said, it's better we give it to somebody who has done it before. With the work he was able to do with UPS, I think he's the best person. Now notice that NDC going into the 2028 elections, they don't have any popular face. So Mahama just has one term. Now after Mahama, they need to market somebody. So I believe that role of Minister of Trade is an opportunity for them to market whoever they want to succeed Mahama. Yes, of course, Alabi's age is 66, but he's not very strong physically, but he's okay. He was their campaign manager to win the elections. And Goosie Tanoh is also about 64 years. So in terms of age, after Mahama's term, both of them will be 70. For Ghana's political history, those ages are good for anybody who wants to do 2 terms. But in case they go to opposition, then it means that by the time they are coming, they are like 80 years, so they will not be a best fit. So in terms of somebody who can lead transformation in the trade industry, I think they should give to Alabi so that we concentrate on producing a lot of things here and exporting, like rice, like cooking oil, like fish, like poultry or chicken, like meat and the rest, so that we'll be able to export to our neighboring countries. When we do that, we become food sufficient. Then we also regulate the amount of import of this product. By so doing, it helps shore our currency, it helps shore our economy, it helps shore our balance of trade, and it makes us a stronger nation, because a nation that cannot feed itself is a lot of problems. So yes, of course, somebody will say this falls directly under Agric, but not necessarily. He will work with the Agric minister, but just that he will regulate the trade. So it's not just about producing, but it's also about regulating the local market to absorb the production by regulating or reducing imports gradually over the period, so we get to a place where we are sufficient and we make it difficult for people to bring this product. And by so doing, he can go into partnership and alliance with other African countries or other countries around the world to export. So this is what I think. But like I said, because of the role Goosie Tanoh played in the drafting of the manifesto, there's a high possibility they will give him the trade minister. But we think that Alabi is the right guy. Now, apart from these two, we have advocated that now younger people should be involved in running of this political party. So like people of Bernard Avila, I don't know the party he belongs to, but whether NDC or MPP can reach out to him. People like Sam Mens of City FM, the great project he has been able to do. Like I mentioned, Bernard Avila, he has shown over the period that he is somebody who puts the nation and he's passionate about the nation and he understands the problems of the nation. So I don't know why some of these people will not go into government and the rest. People like Kojo Oponkroma, a fantastic guy. I think we've done a video recommending Kennedy Japan and Duchum and the rest, but people like Kojo Oponkroma, them can be pushed forward. People like in the NDC, people like Fifi Fiavikwete, people like the Sam George, people like Okujeto Ablakwa and those guys, those young guys, but they should make sure that there are people that they can put them in charge of ministries, and if they are able to show and demonstrate that there are people who don't put their belly or their interest first, but they can lead change at the various ministries, then maybe the next ticket, this political party should be able to hand over the party leadership, that's the flag bearer position, or maybe the vice presidential slot to some of these young people, because Ghanaians have shown that it's about time the youth or the younger people are given opportunity in government. We don't have to wait when people are 70 or when people are 80 before we let them become our presidents or our flag bearers. When we do that, these people, their energy and their ability to do the work reduces. Most of them will go for conferences and be sleeping and the rest. We don't want to do that. You understand? We have to put our strong and our active youth forward to lead national development. So this is what I think. Let me know what you think. But we are here. As for the trade ministry, like I said, we are not very sure whoever they are going to give to, but this is our suggestion. It's either you give to Alabi and you find some young guy like maybe Fifi Kwete to support him, because they did great work at they've done various great work. Some people could argue that people like people like Okudita Black or Sam George, there's plenty talk. They've not been able to develop any proper industry or any proper company that we all know. It is true. That's why I said people who are in corporate world that are doing exceptional. The CEO of Haptel, Alex. Yes, of course, there are issues of contract with ECG and Haptel and the rest. I don't know the details, but those guys are dynamic guys who have shown over the period that they're able to develop sustainable businesses, and such people should be pushed to lead political parties and should be able to drive change and the rest. Yes, I mentioned Cheddar. As for Cheddar, there, he cannot just come as an independent candidate. If he is really serious, he should either join a political party or he should wait and build his own political party. When he will be able to successfully build this political party, we are not very sure. So this is what I think. Justice and mercy. I'm out. All the best. Bye bye. But most importantly, before I go, it's not about who is selected or who is not selected. It's about doing a good job. All those that Mahama has appointed and is about to appoint, they must make sure they do a good job. And Mahama, you must be on them. Anybody who does wrong, make sure you discipline the person, fire the person, and hand over the person to the investigative authorities. This is what we think. Justice and mercy. Let me know what you think. With your kind permission, I'm out. Bye bye. Live from British Columbia, Canada. I'm out. Bye bye.